Hi everybody, and thanks again for watching. Now before we get into this exciting looking game, I just want to remind you of something. Please tap like and subscribe if you've not already done so. It only takes a second or so and it really does help the channel grow. On top of that, as soon as we hit 100 subscribers, that magic number, we can actually use the Decentramedia name in the video links. Okay. Yep, so that old chest now out of the way, let's dive in. Now, the Illuvium game is based on a world of the same name. Okay. Now, information given so far in Medium articles suggests a quiet world. They mention that quite a few times. We can take this as a given then. There'll be very little sounds, apart from like ambience, that sort of thing. Okay. Maybe the odd creature sound for attacks, etc. I mean, this doesn't mean the denizens of this world are quiet though. You see, this world is populated by creatures called alluvials. Okay, these alluvials are what the game is all about. Now, alluvials are the unique collectibles this game is based upon. These creatures can be found wandering around their world, and after a carefully played out battle, you can overcome them. Alright, once captured, you can use them to battle against other players' alluvials. If you fail to win the battle though, they might just phase out. This is when you're trying to capture them, okay? And they'll just vanish and almost be impossible to find again. Another point to note, when trying to capture the alluvial, you will need a shard to store them in. Shards themselves come in different strengths, so make sure to use stronger shards for stronger creatures. Common sense, right? Now, battling them is where each creature shows its true strengths and weaknesses. As each creature gets more wins under its belt, it will grow in both level and power. If you have 3 of the same alluvial at the highest level, you can fuse them together for an even stronger alluvial. I'm going to say that a lot, okay? Now, these creatures themselves are lovingly drawn in high quality 3D art, as you can see from some of these images that obviously I've got running through the video. And when the game is released, there'll be over 100 fully designed creatures to collect. These creatures will have individual features, making each one unique in its own way. Each creature will also move in its own way, and they'll also have skills unique to their type. Now, the creatures can be found all over the world and will need to be hunted for. Okay, creatures will be specific to certain habitats as well. Fire creatures in a desert, you know, that kind of thing. That's just a guess though, okay? Don't quote me on that. Alluvials will have different classes and affinities. The affinities are element based: water, fire, earth, air and nature. Okay, now the most powerful ascended alluvials combine 2 of these. For example, air and water together is frost. So you combine an air alluvial and a water alluvial, you get a frost alluvial. Now the classes themselves are fighter, guardian, rogue, scion and empath. In the same way 2 elements combine, so too do classes. So for example, a fighter plus a rogue would make a slayer. You get the idea. So with that in mind, think logically when assembling your team. Some affinities will work better together than others will. Okay. As well as that, you yourself, your player, are also a powerful member of the team. To complement your weapons and armor, there are also other items that will help you out along the way. For in-depth For in-depth articles on some of these features, I will include links in the description below. If you have more than one creature battling for you, and they share either of these features, then they may synergize with each other to produce even better effects or skills. Now, some are rarer than others as well. You may be lucky enough to come across a shiny, gold or even a holo alluvial. Same as collecting cards, you know. And these would be obviously rarer as you go up through them, gold being the next one up and holo being the most rare, I should imagine. And just like the days of Tamagotchi, if anybody remembers that, if your creature has been wounded in battle, like for example when you're trying to capture it, it will need to be nursed back to health. Again, as I just mentioned on this note, when you first capture them, they will need to be helped back to full health. Once that's done, they will be your lifelong companion. Now, there's an in-game encyclopedia of all things alluvial, which is called the Illuviary. This will describe in detail each creature found from cub level to deity. Alluvials will also have basic attacks and critical attacks. On top of that, they'll also have an ultimate ability, which will obviously be specific to each creature. So all the creature's abilities and the fact that certain types can be found in certain habitats, it's very similar to games like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! More so Yu-Gi-Oh! Not even Yu-Gi-Oh! More so Pokemon, obviously with creatures' abilities, grass habitat, you know, that sort of thing. The auto battling is very similar to Pokemon too. Now, oh yes, before I forget, this is not financial advice. Okay, we're all clear on that little bit? Great, let's carry on. So as I said, the auto battling is similar. This though is where the similarities end. The alluvials themselves are NFTs. NFT. They have value and you can trade them with others via the alluvials exchange. On that note, if you did check out my other videos, you should already have a rough idea what an NFT is and what you can do with it, how it would benefit you. Also, just like CryptoKitties, if you haven't heard of those, look them up, kind of cool. These creatures will be very collectible. Unlike the kitties, there is also a whole other facet to what this game offers. Okay. Whereas kitties is more just collectibles, this obviously has things you can do with your collected creatures. Illuvium as a standalone game is basically going to be the launch pad for a possible myriad of different games spanning many genres into the future. Your collectibles should as well, in theory, work in each game planned for the future. Pretty cool. So let's look at the DeFi feature. DeFi, however you want to say it. DEFI. Decentralized finance. There you go. It's a buzzword at the end of the day. Let's be honest. Now, Illuvium is built on the Ethereum blockchain. The game will also be integrated into the Immutable X solution. Now, Immutable X, just to jump back on another game that I really like, Gods Unchained. Immutable, the team behind Gods Unchained, are the people who are basically helping this layer 2 solution come into fruition. Okay, so that's Immutable X. Now, for a basic explainer, this will mean 0 gas fees for transactions and or minting. It will also be very fast with hardly any wait time. Another bonus is no third parties will be holding your items as well. Basically, they're yours. You are the custodian. Pretty cool. Now, thanks to DeFi staking mechanisms, fees that are earned in game will be paid out to staked token holders. This is more to keep liquidity flowing into the game, okay? For those that are just enjoying, looking forward to playing it. You true gamers. So once again, this is not financial advice. I have to keep explaining this. I'm merely explaining how the game works and its systems function with regards to the blockchain it is built upon. Now, the token itself that comes with the game, or that will be coming with the game, is called the Ilf Token, ILV. Okay, there's a maximum supply of 10 million of these tokens, and with regards to distribution of the tokens over time, 1 million will happen during the launchpad this month, March 2021, and the yield distribution will be 4 million starting in April. Okay. The yield farming program is expected to take around 3 years, with a significant majority distributed in the first 2 years. Early bird catches the worm, as they say. Now, that's another thing to mention, in-game purchases. Okay, these will be available for the following items at launch. This list may grow, but this is what I found at the moment. So shard curing, which is involved in capturing alluvials. Travel, okay, so I'm guessing some sort of quick travel rather than walking. Crafting, obviously when you're making items. Cosmetics, so what your character's wearing, maybe a chain around an Illuvium's neck, that sort of thing, revival as well, so I should think that's a quick heal, bring them back up, carry on, put them into the battle. Now I'm guessing most of this can be done over time for free as well. Alright, otherwise it's just going to be pay to win. Alright, a purchase should speed things up a lot. Again, before I end here, because that's about all I found so far. I mean, obviously there's a little bit more information. I'm going to be including all of it in the details below in the description. Okay, anything I can find, where the medium articles are, that sort of thing, it'll all be below. So yeah, like I was just mentioning, a lot of information can be found on Illuvium social media and their medium site, as I just mentioned, linked below. Now lastly, and possibly the most important question asked, when's the game coming out? Now the anticipated release date for Illuvium is in the 3rd quarter of this year. Yep, so we're looking autumn to winter. Let the hype train roll. I'll speak to you all again soon, and don't forget please to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Also, there's a little bell down there if you want to be notified when I upload more content. That's the little button to press. Okay, anyway, thanks again guys. I will talk to you all again soon. Take care.